you just call you Mandy?
I told him I was you.
You did not.
Yeah, I did.
In that voice.
Yeah.
Like that.
I said, Mandy Miller.
That is not how I sound. How do they not know the difference between a man and a woman?
That's how it goes.
Do I sound like a boy on the phone? I don't think so.
Escalation. This is Shy, one of the supervisor. I believe this is Mandy I'm speaking with.
This is her husband. She's here with me.
Oh, hi.
Yes, we were calling about we have a ticket number INC0189889.
Oh, thank you. Hold on. Let me take down the ticket number.
We were working with Lindy Lou. She's a supervisor.
I'm sorry. Can I have again the ticket number?
INC0189889.
Thank you. If you don't mind, can I have your name so that I can properly address you?
My name's John. You guys have me on there. John and Mandy.
Nice to meet you, John. May I ask what is the ticket for? Is your service not working?
The ticket is for a systemic notification problem. We weren't notified of an interruption in our service. They ran our card on file 3 times. What was your name again? Sorry.
Oh yeah, my name is Shai, S-H-A-I.
Do you have a full name, or is that your full name?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have one, or yeah, that's your full name?
That's my name.
Okay. Could you spell that for me, please?
Sure, it's S as in Sam, H as in Harry, A as in Alpha, I as in Eagle.
Okay. So,
Shai.
gotcha. Nice to meet you. So that's what the situation is about. And then they ran our card on file 3 times, and they didn't notify us. And then 2 things. I have a business that I've started called the Bold Standard Company, and so the interruption in the service impacted that. But also we have a Bible study at 9 a.m. and our service was interrupted and we do a live stream of Bible study at 9 o'clock Central Time every day. And so so this is a recognized as an issue. For a communications company, it's a systemic issue for the non-communication and the non-notifications, just based on your guys' policies. So Lindy Lou, she called us back, and so they opened an investigation to this as to why this was happening. And so she gave us, for the egregious non-notification and interruption of our service, both to my business and to my Bible study, she offered us 3 months of free service. And what we were trying to do was we were waiting, she was trying to get us an email confirmation of our phone call. So that was really why I called back, because she didn't actually call me back, which is also kind of bad. And then it was also kind of bad that it took 2 hours just to get me a ticket number in the first place. But so that's the current situation. Do you have any way to verify that or check the notes?
Yes, it's properly documented on your account, but let me make sure if I got it correctly. The ticket is for the unauthorized payment that was processed on the account?
No, we didn't have an unauthorized payment. What is your question?
Because, yeah, is that for an authorized payment that was processed on your card?
What happened was that our card on file, we were never notified that the bill was due. And so they ran our card 3 times, and then they never informed us that the payment didn't go through. You see what I'm saying? And then they didn't
Yeah,
inform,
I understand.
and then they didn't notify us that our service would be interrupted. And so
Oh,
there's,
I
so
see.
there,
I'm so sorry for
that's,
that.
yeah, I appreciate that, but I really don't want an apology. I just want accountability. So, so she offered to, she got our service back on, and they gave us the compliment, the courtesy month, and then they, for the bill due July 15th, and then she said she was going to give us basically a total of 3 months of service, courtesy. And what I'm calling for is I need to get that in writing. She was going to send us an email. I really have to have an email that shows all of everything we talked about.
Is it there yet?
Oh,
The email?
about that, John, we don't have option to send you all of the information that what's happened on your account. What we can do is leave a proper documentation account. Like what I'm doing on your account is I'm reviewing all of those documentation that was documented here. And in regards of the notification that you did not receive, I just want to confirm if you have the correct email. We have two
Yeah,
emails here.
no, we
Secondary
did.
email
We did that earlier. We've already confirmed they have the right phone numbers, they have the right emails. And just like right now, when I'm asking you guys, so you guys have admitted that it's a systemic problem. You guys have admitted that it was a systemic problem on your end, and that you're sorry, and that you've made it right, or you're trying to do the best you can to do that. But we're actually,
Yes,
but you're saying that, and so what I need from you, I absolutely have to have, is a verification of our phone call, like something in writing. Like you guys have our email, so you have to be able to send me an email where I can have that for my records.
we don't have options to send you a verification about this call. We can just leave a proper documentation on the account because no one can send you a personal email.
Well,
We
not a.
cannot do that. But in regards,
Well, no, you guys.
the
No, hold on a second. Hold on a second. You guys do send emails and notifications. That's part of your policy. And so, if there's any
in
account,
regards of
excuse
the,
me, excuse me, if there's any account changes or credits, there should be an email that goes out about that, isn't there?
yes, about that, as I mentioned, no one can send you a personal email. The notification that you were receiving from Brightspeed, that is a generated. That is a generated notification from Brightspeed that will automatically send you. For example, your
Was it
due
there?
date every
can't tell.
or before your due date 15th of the month, Brightspeed will send you a notice that your payment will be due by this date. And you need to process the payment 24 to 48 hours before your account will be suspended.
Right. We didn't get a. Right. They're supposed to send a notification out about that, right? That was.
Yes.
That's what's the.
And I'm so sorry for that inconvenience, Jack. So in regards to the 3 months free of service that you're asking for, I see here that we gave you, yes, a one-time courtesy for having an inconvenience with us, but we can just issue a one-time courtesy for the month that you haven't received any notification that we cannot process the payment on your card. But it doesn't mean that we can give you 3 months free of service because this is just a 1 month only. And it shows here that there is no problem with the service. It's active here. It says your next payment will be due on July the 15th, $59.
That's not what she said.
Yeah, that's not what she said. So that's why I wanted to speak with her, and I've been recording this conversation. So if they don't want to honor that, then I will probably escalate it to the the regulatory agencies for a deep dive investigation on this. That's one of the things I do. I have a company called Bold Standard Company, and what we do is we investigate, these types of systemic issues in bigger utility companies and expose those types of, concepts where they know they have a problem and it's impacting people, but they're not doing anything about it.
I understand that. I understand what you're trying to say, John, but
She-
you're saying that you haven't received a notification, but there is no problem with the service.
Well-
Imagine there is no problem with the service, but we give you a one-time courtesy for your 1 month bill. It's unfair that we will be giving you 3 months free of service.
Well, because
If we're
no,
giving
you're
you
not
service-
listening. this was egregious. This cut into my Bible study, which is something, and it cut into my ability to use the internet that impacted my business. So it wasn't just, it's a systemic, deep level problem that you guys impacted more than just my service. It's not the fact that it's the service that you're making whole. This is, I'm asking you, and the thing is she already told me that I could have that. She offered that. She agreed to that, and I have it on a recording that she agreed to it. Okay?
Maybe she had her on the phone.
It's
So
not
why don't-
actually
why don't-
documented on your account.
why
We
could-
just give you a one-time courtesy.
She was working
And
on
we don't
Thursday.
have
She
option
was-
to transfer this
she was-
call,
she was
with
work-
the same supervisor that you spoke last.
She was working on it.
earlier.
She was working on it while I was on the phone, and then the phone got disconnected.
Yes, that's why, John, I'll take the responsibility. I'm so sorry for the misinformation that was provided to you. We can just give you a one-time courtesy, waiving the bill for the inconvenience that you experienced with us, but it's unfair that we will be giving you 3 months free of service.
Well, why would it be unfair?
Because there is no problem with the service. It's suspended, or your service gets suspended because you haven't received a notification that your bill will be due.
No, we were. I think you might be confused. So you're saying that she wasn't right. Is that what you're saying?
Your service gets suspended because we tried to process the payment, right? But it didn't go through for the month of last month, right? Your service gets suspended.
Yes, we were
because you
suspended.
haven't received a notification that your bill will be due.
Do you realize, though, that she already told us we could have the 3 months? And so I'm not sure that you're.
We should be talking to her.
I want to talk to Lindy Lou, the supervisor that actually handled our phone call.
We don't have option to transfer the call with the previous representative that you spoke earlier.
Well, I have to remind you.
I reviewed your account. Based on your payment history, it shows here that you processed your payment for month of April, but there is no payment for month of May. That's why the payment that was processed for July the 3rd, that was your payment for May.
But you're making
for
the.
the month of June.
You're not understanding. You're missing the point. The point isn't about the payments. The point is about that being notified, and you have a policy where you have to notify your customers of any type of service interruption. So that's unacceptable. And I have to remind you. It sounds like you got a fire going on. Are you guys all right over there?
I understand your situation, John, but as I mentioned, we already issue a compensation if you haven't received anything, because it's a generated message by our system. You will always receiving text message or email. We have 2 emails here, and you already confirmed that. If you haven't received anything, we already submit the ticket. We already have the ticket number.
Yeah.
The compensation is already processed. There is no payment that you need to process for the month of June. But we cannot issue a 3 months free of service just because you did not receive a notification.
Well,
It's 3 months free of service, John.
well, that's what
We can
she.
issue at least
That's
one
what.
time courtesy.
Well,
I'm
that's.
so sorry for the misinformation.
Well, it's not misinformation if she was a supervisor. Her name was Lindy Lou, and I have to remind you that this call is being recorded and that they did previously agree on recording to 3 months of service. So this is unacceptable. We just had a conversation, which I'm legally recording, where your representative supervisor explicitly offered and agreed to 3 months of service as part of the resolution for the ticket number INC 0189889. Right? Now you're attempting to renege on the verbal agreement and offer only 1 month. This is a blatant bait and switch tactic, and further evidence of Brightspeed's deceptive practices and systemic failures, even on its own internal commitments.
Yes, I understand that, John. This call is being monitored for quality assurance and training purposes also in our end.
Okay, well I expect
And I
Brightspeed.
can't leave a proper documentation on your account. That's why I'm taking the responsibility. I'm explaining you what's really going on your account and setting proper expectations.
Well, let's continue setting proper expectations. I expect Brightspeed to honor the original agreement of 3 months service and send me an immediate email confirmation of that, clearly detailing the application and the waiver of all any type of reconnect fees. As I stated before, we were disconnected, and before you tried to reduce the offer, this service credit still does not fully compensate for the profound spiritual loss from missing my Bible study or from professional harm and disruption of my business, the Bold Standard Company, which relies on consistent online presence. Therefore, I reiterate my demand for substantial additional compensation beyond the 3 months of service credit. So I want even more than that, directly for these specific damages caused by Brightspeed's gross negligence as a communication company failing at its core function. So given the egregious attempt to retract a verbal agreement and deceive me, I'm putting you on notice. Hold on just a second. If Brightspeed does not immediately honor its commitment, if you guys don't honor your commitment of 3 months of service, send the clear confirmation email and agree to the additional compensation I'm demanding for this professional damages. I will escalate the matter without hesitation. I'll immediately file formal complaints detailing all of my Brightspeed's failures, including the bait and switch tactic and your attempt to renege on a verbal agreement with the Federal Trade Commission, the Better Business Bureau, and the Missouri Attorney General's office. But I'll also include my legal audio recordings of all of our conversations as irrefutable evidence, which clearly show your initial offer of 3 months, your subsequent attempt to reduce it to 1 month, and your admissions of systemic failure. I'll also be consulting with legal counsel regarding small claims court or participation in a class action lawsuit, and will specifically highlight this deceptive practice as part of my case. This behavior is precisely the kind of hidden game Bold Standard Company is designed to expose. Sorry.
Okay, John, I understand. So you don't need to worry. It's properly documented in your account. All of the supervisor that you spoke today, it's properly documented here. Okay, I already set your expectation, and I will leave also proper documentation on your account. Is there anything else?
Are you sending us an email or something confirming that?
I already informed you earlier. The courtesy compensation is already been applied on your account, and we cannot offer more credits on your account because there is no problem on your service. It's just you haven't received the notification that your bill will be due. That's why the service
just that you didn't receive it. I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's not that we didn't receive it, it's that we didn't have any notifications. You guys are a communication company, and if it's happening to me, it's happening to thousands or millions of other customers. And so, and are you aware that the Lindy Lou actually agreed to give us 3 months?
It's a recorded call somewhere too.
It's actually here in the account. I'll try to get in touch with the supervisor, and I'll assure you.
What is it?
We will make you an update.
Could you?
Then I'll leave a proper documentation in your account. But I'm setting your expectation. There is no option, or no one can do that. That we will be giving you a 3 month free of service if there is no problem at all with your service.
Well, no. Are you able to verify that she actually? Are you not wanting to honor what she said? Are you aware that it's recorded that she said that?
On your end?
It's not possible. That's why I'm taking the responsibility now.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
you
Thank you.
really
No,
going
I hear what you're saying.
Possible that we can do on our end.
Yes, but could you tell me what the notes say, please? Does it show that she was trying to give me a 3 month credit?
No, it's not.
Well, she was probably in the middle of typing and got disconnected or something.
What do you show that her notes say? So is the credit for the past due? I'm so confused.
I already explained you based on your payment history.
Oh, okay.
There is no payment for month of May. That's why the payment that was processed July the 3rd, that is your payment for month of May. So basically, you did not process any payment for the month of June. We issue a credit, and that is already a compensation for you to haven't received any notification that your bill will be due. That's why the service gets suspended. But other than that, we cannot offer any more credits in your account because as I mentioned, there is no problem at your service at all. And I'm so sorry for the misinformation that was provided to you.
By a supervisor?
That is correct. I'll leave a proper documentation on your account so that it won't happen again.
Okay. And then, but I just want to. So you're telling me what the other supervisor told me was not correct. I'm just trying to make sure I'm clear.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
and
so sorry for
but
that.
but if she did tell me something that was incorrect, and she agreed to it, would you not honor it if she did say that?
Because come to think of it, John, if the problem is already solved by that supervisor, why you call this again? Because the issue is not yet resolved, right? As I can see here, after you spoke with Lentinu, you already called us and you spoke with Grishali. And after Grishali, you spoke with me. So meaning the problem is not yet resolved.
Right. The
And
problem.
now, I'm setting station now so that this issue will resolve and you don't need to call us back anymore.
Is that how you think it works, huh?
Because they giving you a misinformation, that's why I'm setting your expectation now. That's why I'm taking the responsibility.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying that you're. Now I see what you're saying. You're saying that I should take your word for it, not theirs. Like I should believe you. So are you a supervisor that's higher above than they are? What would make me think that you know any more than they know?
Because I'm telling you what's really going on your account. I'm not giving you any information that's just to end this call.
You think that's what she was doing?
Yes, because that information is not possible. By giving you 3 months free of service, then there is no problem with the service at all. It's not possible. It's actually unfair also.
It's unfair, huh? Well, how do you think I feel about the interruption to my Bible study and me doing business for my Bold Standard company? But what I'm getting at is, what I'm getting at, hon, is that if one of your representatives promises, something as part of a resolution to a problem, it has to be honored by the company or it's a deceptive business practice, okay? You can't just say, well, I'm sorry that you don't have any more authority than she did, do you?
Yes, I have.
Oh, well, explain that to me, please.
Setting your expectation, that is not possible.
That doesn't make you any more of a superior to her because you have used the words that you set expectations. Oh, that's what I meant to. Well, that's a great question. Why I called you again? Well, she didn't do it, and she was supposed to send us an email about it. But what I'm explaining to you is your own philosophy, which is she set the expectations by telling me something. So you're not going to get to change the expectations just because I won't quit calling you back. Does that make sense?
Because that is not possible.
Because it's not possible. The problem is I don't think you're understanding. It's the systemic problem of notifications that's the problem here. It's the interruptions of service.
I understand where the problem. It's just I'm setting your expectation what we can do.
Right, but Lindy Lou already set the expectations for what Brightspeed will do. Right?
You're keeping the service. You're keeping that information because that's what you want.
I don't understand what that means.
We have a recording of it.
I didn't just make it up. She said it to me. Is there?
I totally understand that. That's why I'm explaining you what we can do on the account.
So what Lindy Lou says isn't true?
Lindy Lou,
Is what's?
yeah, I already informed you several times.
Well, can we get her on the phone?
There is no option for us to transfer you over with the previous supervisor that you spoke earlier.
Well, no, but you're a supervisor. You should be able to get in touch with the other supervisor while I'm on the phone so that we can have a clear understanding.
If I do have an option, I will not give myself a hard time. I will transfer the call immediately, but I'm so sorry. I'm the supervisor that you can spoke now. And I already explained you what we can do on your account.
Are you able to transfer me back to her?
Oh, as I've mentioned, I don't have option, but I can go ahead and get another supervisor for you.
Really? That would be great. Thank you.
I can do that. I'll look for a available one.
Okay, thanks.
Sure, no problem.
If any of them are named Lindy Lou, that would be the best one. Wow, that is just so ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
They're going to disconnect the call and then not call back. And then when we call back, all of a sudden, it's not fair for them to do that. Wow. I'm having them transfer me to another supervisor since that one was basically telling me it didn't matter what the expectations were of the other representative, Lindy Lou, who was a supervisor. She was setting new expectations by telling me that wasn't fair.
Too loud.
Just do not let the new supervisor reset the narrative. What was her name? Shy.
S-H-A-I.
And does that say renege or not?
Huh?
I don't want to say that if that's the renege.
Where do you see that? Oh, I know what that. I think that means renege, though. But what renege is?
She told me it didn't matter what the other girl said. What do you think about that?
It's ridiculous.
there. Thank you so much for staying on the line. This is Tony, one of the available manager. I believe I'll be speaking with John Miller.
Yes. Hey, how's it going? What could you spell your name for me, please?
Oh, sure. This is Tony, Tony.
Tony,
How
nice.
are you doing today, John?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I've had better days. I've had worse days, but how's your day?
I see. Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking, John. I believe you're calling in regards to the 3-month free service. Is that correct?
Well, the purpose, I need to address critical and escalating issue regarding my Brightspeed service. There's a ticket number, INC 0189889. I was just speaking with Shy, I think is her name, who attempted to renege on an agreement I made on a previous recorded call and told me it didn't matter what the previous expectations were set. This is unacceptable and directly contradicts Brightspeed's basic service commitments. The full timeline, let me be perfectly clear about the situation. Failure 1 was a systemic notification. Brightspeed's system shows no record of notification for a failed payment, despite having my correct email and phone number on file. Your team confirmed 3 failed payments. Let me continue. Your team confirmed 3 failed payment attempts on my card on file, yet no notification was sent to me at any point before service interruption. This demonstrates gross negligence and a systemic failure in your core communication obligation as a communication company. Failure 2. The impact. This gross negligence directly caused impact to my business, the Bold Standard Company, and my Bible study this morning. Failure number 3. The broken promise. On my last call, before this one, I was verbally offered 3 months of service as part of the resolution for your failures. Your previous supervisor, Shy, the previous one was Lindy Lou that made the agreement. Then Shy got on the phone and attempted to renege on that verbal agreement, offering only 1 month, and stating that prior agreements didn't matter. That is clear bait and switch and an act of bad faith. So, I expect Brightspeed to immediately honor the original agreement of 3 months of service and send me a clear written email confirmation of this, along with the full waiver of any fees or anything like that. The email must explicitly detail the application of the 3 months credit, an immediate bill credit, not future reward cards. Furthermore, this service credit does not fully compensate for the impact on my Bible study or the professional harm to my Bold Standard Company. So the significant amount of my time and expertise as the founder of Bold Standard Company, which exposes these very hidden games, has been wasted dealing with the company's gross negligence. Therefore, I also demand substantial additional compensation for my time there beyond the 3 months of service credit directly for the specific damages. So if Brightspeed is unwilling to immediately honor its commitments, provide the clear email confirmation I require, and provide the comprehensive compensation for its gross negligence, systemic failures, and the dual spiritual and professional harm inflicted on Bold Standard Company, then I will take immediate action. I'll have to file formal complaints detailing every single one of the Brightspeed's failures, including this egregious bait and switch, and your supervisor's attempt to invalidate prior agreements, with the Federal Communications Commission, the Better Business Bureau, and the Missouri Attorney General's Office. I'll include my legal audio recordings of all our conversations as irrefutable evidence. I'll also be actively consulting with legal counsel regarding small claims court and potential participation in a class action lawsuit, and will specifically highlight this pattern of deception as part of my case. This behavior is precisely the kind of hidden game Bold Standard Company is designed to expose.
I got all your concern, and I'm so sorry for the frustration that this has caused you, John. I totally understand that you're using your internet service for businesses. I'll definitely check this out for you. And you also mentioned that you got a confirmation number. If I got it correctly, it's INC 01. INC01898889. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for confirming that thing. I'm going to check this out. So just give me 1 second.
Thank you.
Did you already receive your reward card?
No, I don't want a reward card. I want the direct credit just to my account showing. But that's why I needed something in writing. And Lindy Lou, that was originally working on it for me, she was in the process of trying to get that sent over to me in an email showing the dates and times and credits and everything that we talked about and agreed to. And it got disconnected. And then nobody called me back, which just further demonstrates the systemic issue here with, communication issues. And then I called back, and then this other supervisor named Shy or something, she told me that Lindy Lou was wrong. But I had Lindy Lou take 2 hours to find out what she could do for me, and then got back to me. And that's the agreement that we came up to. So I absolutely have to have, after this much confusion, I have to have an email that confirms all of this. And frankly, I'll probably push for more additional cash compensation after all this hassle. On top of the 3 months, which was basically what we agreed to. But now that I've gotten the extra hassle out of just getting credit for the extra hassle, that's what I mean. Yes, I'm here.
Alright, thank you so much. Alright, so I was able to see your payment history here. I was able to see that there was a payment on April 23rd of 2025 for the amount of $59. And also, I can also see here that we've been trying to charge your card on the month of May, but we are unable to receive a payment from you. So, that's the reason why this is also, that's the reason why that your service was suspended. However, just to let you know that we also received a payment from you on June 3rd of 2025 for the amount of $59. So what you want to get is to get a compensation for the inconvenience that this has cost you. You want to have a 3-month free service. Is that correct?
Well, that's what one of your supervisors agreed to, but the payment history is irrelevant to the systemic failure of the notification obligation. You know what I mean? The issue is not my payment history. The issue is that Brightspeed is a communication company, failed entirely in its core duty to communicate with me. Your own system shows no record of notification regarding a payment due or an upcoming service interruption. And your team admitted that 3 failed attempts on my card on file, and they didn't notify me of that either. So they had my correct email and phone number on file, which we verified. The question is not whether a payment was missed, it's why Brightspeed failed to fulfill its fundamental notification obligation, when it was fully aware of the payment issue leading to gross negligence. This failure directly caused, me to miss my Bible study. I couldn't do my work for my Bold Standard company.
Hello, John.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Sorry, I am so sorry for the... Yes, I can hear you, and I'm so sorry for the interruption. I totally understand that. And yeah, this is something that we can work on. What I will do for you, since you mentioned that the previous supervisor who you spoke with before gave you the 3-month free service, but I can see here the previous notation on your account that there was no supervisor that gave you 3-month free service. I am just referring to the documentation that was in your account I'll be processing an adjustment amounting $59 so that you don't need to make a payment this coming July 15 of 2025. So nothing to worry because your next payment will be coming on August 15 of 2025 since we are going to take care of your bill for this month. How about that? That's the least that I can do for you.
Well, that's kind of, that's an outright lie because, I'm legally recording the call and I have recording of the previous conversation where your representative or your supervisor explicitly offered and agreed to 3 months of service. So your claim of no record is false and deceptive, and this attempt to renege on a clear agreement will be documented and submitted as evidence. Okay, this attempt to deny a verbal agreement combined with the systemic failure to notify me in the first place highlights Brightspeed's pattern of gross negligence and deceptive practices as a communications company that cannot even communicate truthfully with its own customers. Let's be clear, my payment history is irrelevant. Your failure is the lack of notification despite verified correct contact information and 3 failed attempts on my card on file. I was verbally offered and accepted 3 months of service for your failures. I expect that agreement to be honored immediately. This service credit, even at 3 months, does not compensate for the total disruption. Therefore, I demand an immediate confirmation of the originally agreed upon 3 months of service to be applied as an immediate bill credit with no future strings attached. I would also like the substantial additional compensation. I'm just telling you, this is what I would like to see happen for this, And I also need an immediate email confirmation explicitly detailing all these terms and the ticket number. INC0189889. If Brightspeed is unwilling to immediately...
I totally understand that.
Yeah, and if you guys are unwilling to immediately honor the commitments and cease these deceptive practices and provide the comprehensive resolution I demand for its gross negligence, systemic failures, and the dual spiritual and professional harm inflicted on Bold Standard Company, then I'll have to take an immediate and aggressive action. I'll file a formal complaints detailing every single one of Brightspeed's failures, including this outright lie about no record of the 3-month offer, your bait-and-switch tactic, and your attempts to deny prior agreements. With the Federal Communications Commission, the Better Business Bureau, and the Missouri Attorney General's Office. My complaints will include my legal audio recordings of all our conversations as irrefutable evidence, which clearly show your initial offer of 3 months, your supervisor's attempts to deny it, and your pattern of deception. I'll also be actively consulting with legal counsel regarding small claims court or participation in a class action lawsuit, highlighting this pattern of bad faith and deception as central to my case. Are you guys willing to honor that or no?
Well, I totally understand that. We love to help you with this, and just like what I've said, this is something that we can work on. I'll make a notation here on your account that the previous supervisor was promised a 3-month free service on your account. But on my end, what I will do here is I'll be taking care of the bill this coming July, this month of July. So there's no need for you to make a payment this July. Your next payment will be on August. So you will be receiving a statement from Brightspeed on August 15 of 2025. So once you receive your statement on August 15, you can free to give us a call back on August 15, and we are going to check what we can do on that bill. So for the meantime, there's no need for you to worry because I am going to take care of the bill for this month. And once you receive your bill on August 15, you will need to give us a call back and we are going to check what we can do on the bill that you got. Okay?
Okay.
So for the meantime, I want you to calm down and nothing to worry because we are going to take care of the bill for this month. There's no need for you to pay for your bill this month because I am going to compensate that for you.
And I appreciate that.
So,
But it sounds like you're Are you able to provide a basic written confirmation of our phone call for me?
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
Just send me
Can
a
you tell me more about it?
just send me an email to tell me to kind of summarize our conversation here.
Yes. You don't have to worry because you will be receiving a notification from Brightspeed in regards to what we have talked today.
Oh, okay.
But nothing to worry. Yes, nothing to worry because what I can do right now is to give you this adjustment. So there's no need for you to make a payment. So your next payment will be come out this coming August 15. So once you receive your statement, feel free to give us a call back and we are going to check what we can do for that. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I already make a notation here. Everything is already well taken care of. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Nope. I appreciate it.
Alright. So for more information, don't forget to visit our website, www.brightspeed.com. So we are all set now. Thank you for calling Brightspeed and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
What just happened?
What just happened? What?
What's that?
Well, basically, not a lot.